Okay, I don't need to be on twice. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, just letting you know, I made a mistake on that financial report. So
Okay.
disregard that one and I'll get you a clean one on, by tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. There's no rush. Hey, I'm going out of town for a long weekend tomorrow.
Okay,
Don't worry about getting me anything until Monday.
okay. I took the total of all three to do the next one. And then I realized it when I was sitting here, I was like, oh no. So anyways, I took all three, the total of all three and put it in the grant instead of had it breaking down. So I made the mistake. It'll be fixed.
No problem.
All right.
So I'll get in touch with Simone and see why she hasn't submitted an invoice.
Okay.
Maybe she's planning to bring it in when she comes next week. I don't know. Okay, admit Rich.
He doesn't do electronic.
Sorry?
He doesn't do it electronic.
Well, she's not exactly swift in computer
Okay.
usage.
I remember you saying that now.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
Joanne. Hi, Rich.
Hi.
So we are missing. Hi, Joanne.
Hello.
Hi, Joanne.
Let's see.
Hey, Jeanette.
We-
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Joanne.
Hey, Susan.
Hey. Do you know Rich?
I don't.
Rich Joanne used to live in town.
Hello, Rich.
Was a longtime member, co-chair of the COA.
Oh, okay.
We're hoping that Rich will join us.
It's a good group, Rich.
Gets better all the time, Rich.
It does. Okay. This weather, forget it. But other than that,
I know. Okay. Let me email Mary Jo. I'm sure she's coming. In fact, I should text her.
Jeanette, how is that not dementia?
Well, we've had two presentations. The first one was on brain health, and then the
Okay.
we just had it was the many faces of dementia. It was real. I learned a lot from it. Yeah, it was good. I was at the Wendell Library, and we're going
Oh.
to be doing that as a Zoom as well on the 20th.
Oh, okay.
Who's the presenter?
It is someone named Linda Puzan, who used to work at LifePath and knows a lot.
Mhm.
She's very, very good. We're really lucky to have gotten her.
That's great.
So Joanne, do you still have your notes on all of this transportation stuff, or?
I don't think I do. I
Okay.
think I put what was meaningful in the notebook that I made for Martha,
Okay,
and I hope that got passed on. I assume it did. But
so I don't know if you know this, but not that we've gotten it yet, but we're potentially going to be getting $20,000 for use of transportation.
wow, that's great.
Yeah. we'll see.
Hi, Mary Jo. Sorry, I was trying to email you and see if you and text you and you were waiting. So okay. So Joanne, you don't, do you know Mary Jo Johnson?
No, I don't.
Mary Jo, this is Joanne Bernhard, who was our coach
Hello.
for ages.
Hi.
So Jessica, I think we're ready to go.
Okay, so bear with me here. This is my first meeting. We're gonna call it to order on August 14th at 5:34 and start roll call with Mary Jo.
You're muted.
Johnson here.
Make peace here.
Millinger here.
And Stockton here.
So we have guest speaker Joanne Bernhard that's going to let us know about the transportation when she was part of the committee. And we also have Rich here, which we're hoping he'll become a member eventually. We're gonna beg for him to become a member. So we're gonna start with Joanne and see where we get with that about what she can recall.
Okay, so when I joined the Council on Aging, we were doing the MedRide program. And I started by being a driver in the MedRide program. And that was put on hold during the COVID pandemic. And I think it's never been resurrected. So after that, the Elizabeth Fernandez O'Brien from Village Neighbors was very, very proactive in trying to look at transportation around the area. And we did a lot of research into actually what was what would work for different people, and basically came up with very little. Linda, the former chair, and my former co-chair, Linda Avis Scott, and I went through all of our records for the MedRide programs in order to figure out where people actually wanted to go. And it was something like 85% of the MedRide people wanted to go south into Amherst or Northampton or Hadley. And only about 15% wanted to go north to Greenfield, to the Greenfield area. So it was very clear that what we needed was transportation to the south. Unfortunately, there's an issue of county lines in this whole system. We're in Franklin County, as you know, and Amherst and Northampton and et cetera are in Hampshire County. So the Franklin County transportation system does not take people to Amherst, basically. They don't cross county lines unless that's been changed, since I haven't been paying attention to it.
Maybe.
Maybe, okay. And so we were trying to figure out what services Franklin County offers, what else is available within Shutesbury, what's available within the Amherst area, and came up with a lot of roadblocks. It was very frustrating. LifePath did a survey, was it like 3-4 years ago?
I think he,
And transportation, huh? Yeah, and transportation was a big part of that, questions about transportation. And there was a transportation working group that I was on, and Elizabeth Fernandez O'Brien from Village Neighbors was on. And when we got down to, after we talked everything through and learned everything from the other people on the committee, most of whom, well, all of whom were from Franklin County, when we came to the point of giving our findings to the committee, it was pretty much, people need transportation and we don't have it. So there are a few resources, but they're all a little bit problematic. Franklin County has the on-demand system, which I think Shutesbury has been using, right? Or has been accessible.
Mm-hmm.
And that program is for people over 60, for disabled people with a certain percentage of disability, and for veterans also who have a percentage of disability. The system, they have, as I understand it, a van that can accommodate wheelchairs. The problem is that the drivers of the van cannot help the riders get into the van. So they can't go to the door and help a person in a wheelchair come to the van and get in and then put the wheelchair in the van, and vice versa. When they come back, they can't help people in and out. The rider can bring a friend or a helper for a small extra cost, really small, like 75 cents or something. That was maybe several years ago.
Wow.
But the other problem is that you have to apply to Franklin County for this program. Which is not onerous, it's easy to do. But you have to call ahead for pickup and for return. So you have to set up 2 trips. So if you have, let's say you have a doctor's appointment at Valley Medical in Greenfield, you have to set up a pickup for that and have yourself delivered to Valley Medical in Greenfield. And then you have to have set up a second pickup for them to pick you up and take you home. If the van driver, however, is driving someone else at that time, you might have to wait quite a while before you get picked up. So it's not like the MedRide program where a driver takes you to a place and waits for you and brings you home.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin County, let's see, LifePath has a MedRide program that is done by volunteer drivers in their own cars, which is like the Shutesbury program that we had. That program, in order to access the program, you have to become a LifePath member, which again is not onerous. It's a questionnaire, and a person comes to your house and interviews you to ascertain what kind of needs you have. Okay, so it's not a big deal, but it takes time, and you can't just ask for the transportation before you've gone through the process of joining LifePath. Then we run into the problem there of the drivers not being able to the LifePath drivers can't take people south. They stop at the border of Franklin County. So it's very, very regional. Then Village Neighbors, Jeanette, maybe you can speak to what's going on.
It's our biggest ask, really. We're, providing transportation all the time. We
okay.
encourage people to let us know ahead of time, a couple weeks if possible. But I know our call managers will will work very hard to get something. Most of the time rides get picked up. I had one question. Do you know with the FERDA, which is the Franklin FRTA, if that can be done on a can that we're looking into possibly setting rides up for somebody who would need a ride like every week. Do you know if FERDA will be able to satisfy something like that offhand?
I don't know, but
okay, no problem.
People can call. People
Yeah.
can call and ask them about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. By the way, I know that the application for transportation is on our Village Neighbors website, if that helps people at all. I'm just not sure if the PVTA and the FERDA one is on there. Because those are 2 separate things.
It should be on our website, our webpage too. I don't know if it is. I don't know if Janice got a chance to put it on there, but we did, as Joanne indicated, the town did get accepted into FERDA's system. And remember, we sent out a notice about it, and it's time to send out another. We don't
I'm
know
pretty sure it's on the website. When I was there, I'm pretty sure it's there.
chairs of Village Neighbors chairs. Nobody much seems to be using it.
Right.
So
and
that's
you-
the on-demand system,
Yeah.
right?
The on-demand.
So, just to clarify, is Shutesbury, approved to use the PVTA and so the
No.
Franklin County and the Hampshire County, I don't know what I should use.
No, FERDA.
Okay.
FERDA
Yeah, we,
or PVTA, are we approved to use both if people wished to?
no,
No. Which one?
PVTA won't come up here.
Okay,
They won't, they don't pick up people outside of Hampshire. I think they're
Okay.
Hampshire County.
this is so helpful,
Um,
you, Joanne.
Yeah. Well, and the weird thing is that the bus system, the FRTA bus system and the PVTA bus system go on a road that runs through Leverett. Okay. So accidentally. So Leverett is kind of grandfathered into the PVTA system, but Shutesbury is not.
And
Okay. So Leverett, I think, has access to some of those things.
and very few, they had set up sort of a bus stop like every day. And very few people are utilizing it.
It's not convenient for people to use the bus
Right.
system. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, when you get out into, like Sunderland and places like that, there are a lot more buses that go. But
Yeah.
again, if you're a medical, if you have medical needs, it's really, really difficult to get, to use the bus system. I just saw on their website that they were discontinuing the fees for the bus system in Franklin County.
Yeah, last year it was free. The governor or somebody in authority gave them the money to make it
Yeah.
free. And I assume it continued this year because he's really emphasizing transportation. Can I ask about LifePath's MedRide system? I thought that LifePath had something that would only take you out of county. Is that my imagination?
There is something like that, but I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
I mean, I vaguely remember that. Most of LifePath's MedRide, I mean, they had a MedRide program like ours used to be, where they use volunteer drivers. And again, you have to become a member of LifePath to access that. There was something about going outside of Franklin County. And I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, that'd be good to look into.
And the other thing I just want to point out is to be a member of LifePath, that you need to have some kind of needs,
Yeah.
special needs, whatever they might be. Whereas Village Neighbors, if you're 60, you can just join. So that,
Yeah.
and we've been driving people to Springfield and I forget the name of the other town. It was about 40 minutes away. So, I mean, if a volunteer will agree to it, it's a nice thing.
One thing
That's what we were doing. But David Dan was sponsoring that. David Dan, who used to be the head of the COA and played a major role in establishing Village Neighbors. Was expanding the Shutesbury COA MedRide program down to Springfield and other towns that were further away. So that was one thing that was starting to happen. It sounds to me like there's such overlap between what the COA MedRide program was and what Village Neighbors does, that maybe some collaboration could happen.
There is one big difference, which COA's MedRide was open to everybody in town, and Village Neighbors is only open to Village Neighbors members. Now, it's not hard to become a Village Neighbors member, but you do have to be one to benefit from their ride program or any other.
Right. Mhm.
That's true, right? Jeanette?
Yes. But I
But
would,
you don't have to be disabled to become
no,
a Village Neighbors member,
right,
right? I
right,
mean,
right, right.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we talked with Elaine, because she had been pretty much in charge of the MedRide program the last year or so, and she
Yeah.
she finds it a wonderful program, and all the drivers thought it was a wonderful program. And we asked her if she'd be interested in starting it up, and she said not this year because she's too busy with library.
Mhm.
But
It takes a designated person.
Yeah.
You know, because the person has, well, my experience was that I had an interview with David, Dan, and Linda Avis Scott,
mhm,
who, before I became accepted as a driver. And I think there was a Corey check involved, and there are some other things, there are rules within the program.
mhm.
What I don't remember, and maybe Linda knows this, Susan, if you talk to her at some point, is there a paradigm that has to be followed from the state for the MedRide program? Because the money that comes from the state to the COAs might have some stipulations on it. I'm not sure about that. It seems to me that there must be a framework for the MedRide programs, that have
Right,
certain
that's
rules that they're following.
I'll pursue that. I can write to one of the folks at the center,
Mhm.
whatever it is now. His name, uh, Aging and Independence, I guess it is. My sense was no, but I could be totally wrong about that. But I can ask Linda, and I can ask Aging and
Mhm.
Independence.
And the COA MedRide program was wonderful. We had a lot of drivers involved, and it served a lot of people. I think the shutdown during COVID, kind of took it out of people's range to be able to use for a couple of years. Um,
And then two of the major users both died,
mhm.
which that made quite a difference. I'm thinking one of the things that Elaine is interested in is expanding it beyond med rides to rides to the store or for social reasons. And
Mhm.
Linda seemed to think that that wouldn't work. So I would need to look into that.
Right, and it may be because the money can only be used for that
Mhm.
very specific program.
That's very possible.
Again, I'm not sure about that. In the MedRide files, there's a file cabinet in the town hall in the big meeting room with a big table.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 2-drawer file cabinet, and there's a key for it. And I showed Grace where that was. So all the material from the MedRide programs that I know of are in that file cabinet.
Yes,
So there may be something in there, I mean, most of it is by driver. It's organized by driver, I think. And we used to reimburse mileage.
Village Neighbors is doing that now.
Yeah, but not many
Mhm.
people are utilizing it, though. I think a lot of people just feel like they're a volunteer and it's part of their volunteer,
Right.
unless they drive
Mhm.
lots and lots and lots.
Mhm.
That was one of my questions I was just gonna ask, and the other one is, if we did start this up again at some point, does the money for this program and the reimbursement and perhaps insurance, I don't know, would that come out of the pot of money that the COA gets? So that
Yes.
being, funds diverted to something different. Okay.
Yes, that comes out of the grant. Yeah. So what is the $20,000 grant?
It's money that I think Aaron Saunders has earmarked for transportation in our towns, but I keep worrying about, like, is he saying is it for everybody? Is it for village neighbors? I don't know a whole lot about it. That's one of the reasons I was so happy you were coming tonight, just to sort of get a better handle on all of this and then try to fill in these couple big questions I have. So thank you.
Okay, I read what he said in his newsletter, which he does occasionally put out a newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
He did not say it was for transportation. He just said it was for the benefit of village neighbors in his area. And I thought it would just be the Franklin County towns, but he also referred to Hampshire, which Belchertown is, and that's one of the towns in his district.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be for village neighbors plural.
All right.
For all of the village neighbors. I mean, how many, there are organizations all over the place. You know, Montague, where I am now, has called Montague Villages, you know, so
Right.
there are quite a few.
Right.
I don't know what the reach of his domain is.
Right.
Well, it sort of looked bigger than his region is just 6 towns in a row, starting with New Salem and going down to Ludlow. So
Okay.
real mixed district plus, yeah, real mixed district. But I will track down again. I thought I sent that to you, Jeanette. Maybe you probably get a lot of stuff.
No, I look at everything and I didn't see that. I might have missed it. If you would resend that would be terrific.
Well, I have to find it. I think probably
No hurry, you're going on vacation. And this has been taking years, literally years. Not only Elizabeth, but you know, I remember meeting with Rita time and time again with the select board, and it started really because village neighbors threw out the idea that they wanted to reimburse their members for using this public transportation. And from there, it's just spiraled into, I don't know, something or nothingness, who knows? But we're still working on it. We're all still working on it, obviously.
I certainly remember Joanne frequently trying to get the support of the steering committee, of the select board.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why we did the data, you know, and came up with the only thing that we could actually access for Shutesbury was the FRTA program. So
There's actually,
And I've said this before, but one of the problems of that survey that we did for LifePath is that we got very few people over 80 answering the survey. And it would seem to me that the need for transportation is greater the older you get. So really, ideally, we would do another survey. We might do another survey and make a big effort to get to senior members of the community.
yeah.
I think the survey was mostly done online, which may be why people 80 and over, you know, either maybe didn't even find out about it.
We did.
You know,
I think I remember you all sending it out in the postal service system.
I don't know. We didn't send it out. We may have announced it in the newsletter.
I think there
because
was,
it was a very big survey. I mean, it was pages and pages.
Pages and pages.
Yeah.
well, I thought we sent it out to people that we knew didn't have a broadband.
Oh, we might have done. Do we know who doesn't have broadband?
Yes. Well,
We do. Yeah, I think we do.
municipal company. Yes, I think we can
Mhm.
information. Yeah, we had information.
Again, I want to mention the New Salem, this document that I saw about 2 years ago in Betsy Pells's hand, where we were talking about how many people in their town, and she had, so the 7 people in her town that were over the age of 90, you could look at every one of them, and then there was a portion for 80 and over, and 70 and over. And it was really fascinating how many people that were 90 and over were members of Village Neighbors, and 80. But then you get below that and people are kind of like, you know, pressing their luck, so to speak.
We can get that from the voting rolls if people vote.
Wow.
Because their birth years are listed.
And it would be in sections like that, Susan?
No, but with the skill that Gail Fleischhacker has, if we
Oh, yeah.
work with her, yeah, we learn.
Yeah, because there we could, contact people directly, and just kind of market to them and see what they need, especially for people over the age of 80 and 90, where the need becomes greater.
Mhm.
Mhm. So this is, if the program expands like that, you really need a dedicated person who can answer the phone, and take the messages and set up rides with the drivers and I don't know what the situation with the phone is,
Oh.
I know Sue was answering the phone for the foot clinic.
Okay, I'm
Um,
on a temporary basis.
but not now, not anymore, but so I don't know, how that all plays out. I'm
Village
wondering about some if it's some collaborative effort is possible between COA and Village Neighbors. Because I remember that we were making donation to Village Neighbors, but is there a way to not replicate the whole thing is what I was.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Like if we knew that there were, let's say, we were down to, if I remember correctly, there were only a few people that were actually using med rides at the end. Correct me if I'm wrong, because
Mhm.
it was, for me, it was just hearsay. But if we know that maybe there's 5 people who want those med rides and are not members of Village Neighbors, I would say we could work hard to convince them that it's free.
Mhm.
There's nothing that, sometimes people get confused, like, oh, I don't have time to volunteer. You don't have to do a darn thing except, say that you need a ride. It doesn't, people get confused that if they were a member, they have to do something or pay something, and it's
Mhm.
not zero across the board. So we could do a little marketing there, because we already have this structure in place. We have lots of people who provide rides, and it's very seldom that they don't get picked up. I mean, I see it every morning, how many, sometimes like, oh my God, so many people need rides. And then I'll look the next day and they've gotten, they've gotten rides. Anyway, I'm not here to sell Village Neighbors.
Mhm. No, but I mean, both organizations are here to help people.
For
And
sure.
I just don't know about the funding structure.
Well, that's true. There are very different funding structures.
Susan, you're a little hard to hear tonight, and usually you're not. So I'm wondering,
I will get closer,
oh, that is better.
closer to my cell phone.
I also have a fan on because I'm just, it's a little hot where I am.
It started raining here. Has it started raining for anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really coming down.
Hmm.
Oh, well.
So I mean, Joanne, that was incredible. And to think that you just did that off the top of your head. You have notes, don't you?
No, I don't.
That's amazing.
I've been racking my brain trying to remember it all, but
Can I ask you one question, or have you joined the Neighbors in Montague? Because they're a fairly new organization. They came to us for.
yeah, I haven't, because we don't know how long we're going to be here.
Gotcha.
We're really here for a very short time. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do that where we land next.
Mhm.
But I miss you all. I miss all
No.
all of these things.
Does anybody else have any questions for Joanne? Thanks a lot for coming, Joanne. I think
Yeah.
All right, you're very welcome. It's great
Thank
to
you.
see you. Keep
Helpful.
up the good work.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Questions, comments?
No, but that was so helpful for me, as I try to understand all this. I have a tendency, I hear PVTA and FRTA and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
It really puts a damper on anybody that's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like they have no, like nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that in one of those, well, BBJ doesn't come up here, but FRTA, I mean, that's just, it doesn't seem
Doesn't
fair.
make sense. Doesn't make
Yeah, it
sense
doesn't make sense.
at
Those
all.
are the people that need the
Mhm.
most help.
But they do let you have a companion, and I think now the companion pays $1. I
Right.
think maybe the whole idea of the companion is to have somebody who can get you,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Right.
into the van and
Right.
out of it. Yeah.
And Village Neighbors at this point doesn't have wheelchair access either.
Right.
So
And I don't think Medride, Shutesbury's Medride did. I think you had to be able to get
Right.
in a car yourself.
yeah, I mean, wheelchairs are heavy. My dad was ill at the end of his life and I was covered with black and blue marks from taking him out all the time. It's a lot.
It is.
I imagine there are insurance issues too.
I don't know about that. I think, yeah. Yeah, anyway. I will probably have to leave about 6:30 tonight, unfortunately. So if there's anything on the agenda you really want my input on, if we could shift it around a little bit, like the NDS grant perhaps. And you know, I had promised I'm gonna try to help with this, the Gazette, which is something I'm working on with the Village Neighbors. So just throwing that out there. If you want my input on anything, I will eventually disappear from the screen.
Okay, you understand that when you disappear, we are no longer a meeting, and we should, if we're following rules, end the meeting. So let's just accomplish as much as we can before 6:30.
Okay. Terrific.
And Jessica, it seems to me one thing we really need to do is make sure that our warrant article is acceptable to everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that first. Let's do that first.
And let me say
Um,
6:40. 6:40.
Okay.
Do you want to approve the minutes first, since we're all here?
We can always do the minutes next month.
Okay, all right. So we'll just go right to, where's my notes? I have it here somewhere. So we need to put in a warrant article at the special town meeting, so we can drop our seat number down from 7 to 5, which got skipped in, the springtime. I know that, Susan, I think you, asked Haley, the town administrator, how we go about doing that, submitting that. Correct?
Well, I asked who to send it to, and Haley said
Okay,
this to her because she's making up the,
okay.
and
So we just need to vote on,
the language.
okay,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm completely lost.
Okay. Did people take a look at it? I don't suppose anybody, I'm not sure.
Language for the warrant? You're talking about the language for the warrant that you sent?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Move that the town vote to amend the number of members on the Shutesbury Council on Aging, returning from the 7, I'm making a minor change here. Returning from the 7 citizens increased in 2016 to the original 5 citizens. And then it talks about when the Shutesbury council was established in 1973. The reasons for expanding the membership no longer exist, and it has recently been difficult and at times impossible to make the quorum of 4 required with a membership of 7. And I had 5, which was a mistake. It's 4. Our quorum is 4. So I'm playing around with the language of returning from 7 citizens to the original 5, just to make it more smoother, just to make it smoother. And if you would let me and Jessica work on that, if you would approve of the motion. we could go with that. We could just play around with that language and then send it to Haley.
So do we need a motion right now to
Yes,
approve the
we would need
warrant
a
that
mo-
you have written, even if it needs a little bit of noodling? All right. So, do you want me to try to make the motion?
Yeah,
Or, all right, so I make a motion that, the
warrant article.
warrant, yes, thank you, the warrant article be approved, for the special meeting. How is that?
Sounds good. I second.
Terrific. So we need a roll call now?
Yep.
Yep. Mary Jo, you're up first.
Johnson, I.
Make sign.
Millinger, aye.
Stockton, I.
Okay. Approved. Thank you.
Do you want to do the Gazette now?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
That's probably the next and most important thing.
Yep.
So were you able to send around the list of possible contents?
I did. I included it on the minutes.
Oh, I
The
didn't see that.
the best minutes.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Which of course I cannot find right this minute. Oh, wait.
All right.
Yeah, it's those minutes are really long. On page 3 is the next issue of the Gazette
Right.
with the basic information about what we wanted and then the possible topics list.
So what would we like to see happen here is the knowledge that someone is going to be working desktop publishing this. We've had a change in Village Neighbors where our newsletter person is now gone. I don't know if I mentioned this, so I'm gonna be trying to take that mantle at least for a little bit, but I have been flat out with stuff lately. I just got the monthly message out and I'm gonna hopefully have the newsletter somewhere ready for the beginning of September, which will hopefully get me to a point where I maybe could help with this. But do we want to kind of suggest maybe we each take a topic to write about?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I will take the NDS grant.
Okay.
I cannot find the list. Susan.
Okay. I could probably bring it up, but it might take me a while. If you want me to.
I can't find it.
It's in the draft minutes of the meeting of the Shutesbury Council on Aging, the last best that I sent around to you. I think not.
Was it in the minutes?
Yes.
Oh, I was looking for something else.
No,
No,
page
it's-
3.
Page 3 of the minutes.
Oh, thank you. All right. I got it.
Okay, I'll take the foot clinic.
I don't mind doing community lunch and Sanford seniors.
Okay. I don't think that we would need to write much for the library physical fitness classes. I mean, I'm happy to do that too.
I think what we wanted to do was just make it people aware that we were sponsoring that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that right?
Yeah, but it might be nice to mention what they are.
Right.
So, and we can ask Sarah Fisk. And I can ask Joan Green. transportation is the major item here that we haven't assigned to anybody. Maybe we should talk about it as a work in process. Well, people need to know about FERDA's call and demand response, the call response program. So that needs to be mentioned again with a link to the application form.
Could we really just copy and paste it off the website?
Well, the application form, what? The
The little blurb
I
about,
think
the blurb about, for the FRTA,
I think that's a good idea.
just copy and paste it right into the newsletter.
Yeah, we could do that. And we could say that there's a new transportation group working with, to see if they can improve the transportation situation. But we also should mention, Village Neighbors Med Rides program.
Absolutely, because it's available to people.
Right.
I'm sure most people know about, the members, but somebody that's not a member, I don't know how many non-members there are Village Neighbors that,
I would be willing to maybe write that something small up and just kind of advertise, like, it's free, it's there. You get all these benefits. If you'd like me to.
I think that's a great idea, Jeanette, because you know the Village Neighbors situation better than the rest of us.
Boy, do I.
And again, we're talking about what, 3.5 pages?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to have space for a lot of stuff, for much,
Right.
or for very lengthy items.
and then somebody has to write up something about requesting email addresses,
Yes.
a little blurb.
Mm.
I think that's all that's left.
Yes. Well, so I would suggest that we each draft the section that we're concerned about, and have it ready for the next meeting, and ideally send our drafts around to everybody else for comments and additions or subtractions. Does that make sense?
It is, as long as it's okay with our rules and regulations of sending stuff around. Is that okay?
Well, I think we can send stuff around, but we can't comment on it as a group.
Okay.
I mean, we could say individually, we can send comments to the author, but we can't have a broad discussion.
Okay. How many people here use Google Docs to write so that we can share through that?
God, I hate Google Docs.
Well, you know what, though? There's some efficiency to it that we can share and comment and change things. I don't love any of this. I wish computers had never been invented, but since they have been, it does create some ease. So I guess that would be a no. That's fine. I just want to know.
No, I'm not saying it's a no. I'm just saying it's really not easy for me. But I should master my hatred of Google. So yeah, I mean, that's a good idea, Jeanette.
Yeah. The nice thing about it is it's kind of like we put out a piece of writing and people can comment rather than copying a PDF and, which is the first one and the second one and who's got it and everything else. There is a little bit of efficacy to it.
Yeah.
But how about everybody else?
I'm fine with it. You just have to use my Gmail address, which is not the one that I normally use, but I can give that to you.
Okay.
Okay.
I use Google Docs all the time.
Okay.
I'm wondering, I think I need to find out whether Google Docs, since it's a group working on a document, is not opposed, is not against the rules of the road for government committees. We don't have to worry about that with neighborhood dementia support because we're not a government group.
Right. Well, in the end, we're all just writing a piece to then put into a publication for our organization. I don't, it's kind of like,
I know, but I think I need to check.
okay, absolutely. So we will wait with eagerly for the answer to that.
Yeah.
But after your vacation, please.
Yeah, it's actually after my vacation is the 1st of October. What I'm doing this weekend is just visiting my cruise companion.
Mhm.
Yeah, so okay, Grace thinks that the special town meeting is going to be sometime in September. The later half of September, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Because Grace is concerned that they're not giving people enough time to read the warrant article. So you need to know that I won't be here to go to the annual meeting, to the special town meeting. So somebody needs to be willing to be there to speak briefly about the motion in support of it.
Well, since we don't know when it is or anything else, it's hard for any of us to,
Well, I'll just tell you that I'm going to be gone.
somebody's got to do it when the time comes. So we're just going to have to take that responsibility on at some point.
Yes. So people need to think about that.
Okay.
Is Jessica still with us?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
When I went into my email, I don't know what happens. It stops viewing me and then I can't get back. So
Oh, geez. Wait,
yeah.
is there any chance that you need to be let in again?
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh wait. Oh, here I
There,
am.
there you are.
Oh, it just stops. Oh, okay. It just
Yeah,
stops.
sometimes it's just the video button.
Oh, I didn't realize that was sorry about that. For the special town meeting, it's usually at night, right? Do they usually have it on a weeknight?
Oh. Yeah. Either,
Yeah.
I would think it would be, special town meeting would be on a night, either a night or a weekend, and the night seems more likely.
So that probably counts me out
Oh,
because I work.
well, okay,
I go to work for 6.
okay. For the rest of the evening?
I work seven nights a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so Jeanette and Mary Jo will have to draw straws. Unless Rich is ready to join us.
I think that's our next thing on the agenda if we're done with the
Yep.
Gazette.
I think we're done with the Gazette.
Okay.
So the next item is the membership of Rich to see if he would like to join us or if he has decided or thought about it.
Yes, I have thought about it and I'd be happy to. I just don't know what I hear what all you wonderful people do.
Mhm.
So
I mean, it's just being here and kind of muddling through all of these topics and things that come up. And at some point, I know you've got to sit through a short, all the things you need to be aware of not doing and doing, which has, I forget what it's called. And Grace
Something.
does that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Other than that, you just appear here.
yeah. Well, we have to get you appointed by the select board. But it's not an elected position, but an appointed position, and select is really good about appointing people. In fact, technically, we could even have them appoint you without asking your permission. But we're not quite that bad.
okay.
Okay. But thank you, Rich. You are involved in both community lunch and the foot care. So you do know about 2 of the programs we run.
Yes.
Would you have any interest in being a part-time, part coordinator of foot clinic?
No,
Okay. Okay,
But we're very happy you're doing this.
thank you.
yes, we definitely are. So, co-chair, Madam Co-Chair, should we say something about the police search committee for the police?
Yeah. So the next item is the search committee for the new police chief. And after the email went around, we realized that a lot of us are too busy or have conflict of interest. And Mary Jo has nicely volunteered to represent the Council on Aging, and we're very thankful for her for doing that.
Oh, that's good.
And Mary Jo was on a previous search committee, right?
It was the police study group when they were trying to decide how to structure the police department a few years ago.
Still really relevant background.
True,
So-
it's relevant. I know what questions to ask.
Well, I'm very happy that Council on Aging is going to be represented, especially because we work hand in hand with the Sanford seniors, and you know, they're kind of a lookout too, and that they see a lot of our elderly in town, and
Mhm.
they're sometimes one of the first people to know when people need help.
Yes.
So we're pretty thankful that you did that by volunteering to do that.
Can I bring up the unanticipated piece, which is another committee?
Sure.
So we just have a chance to just talk briefly about it. There's a committee being formed to look into what should be done with the library, the old library, once we move into the new library. And we got asked to provide a member for the committee. And there is on the Shutesbury town website, there is the document that lists what the committee is supposed to do. So I would suggest if anybody thinks they might be interested, take a look at that document and see if you want to be involved in doing what that committee is supposed to be doing.
Well, I already took a look at the document, and if everybody is still as busy as they seem, I'd be willing to do that.
Oh, great, Mary Jo. So those are several pieces of important business. What else do we need to cover today?
Do you want to let everybody know about the foot clinic, how it went last month, because this was our first month with Simone.
Yes. Rich, you met Simone, right?
Yes, I had,
What did you think?
I'm not a fan. I've been with the foot care, the nurses in Greenfield
Mm-hmm.
since David Dan was here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just that something that they bring that this young lady doesn't bring. And I can't put my foot on I can't put my finger on it. But I'm just not, I haven't decided yet if I'm even gonna go back.
Oh, wow.
So and it could just be me. I don't know. There's just something that I miss what the nurses in Greenfield have done over the years. So
Do we have any other feedback from other participants?
We did I'd like to get more feedback, and I'm hoping that at the next, that I will be able to get some. But I let somebody from New Salem, the COA chair from New Salem,
Uh-huh.
because they were thinking about they're thinking about making this change. And she's, it's Betsy Peltz, and she
Yes.
thought Simone is wonderful.
Okay.
But Betsy's a very enthusiastic person.
Effusive and enthusiastic
Yeah.
and positive. Not
Yeah.
that you're not, Rich.
Oh,
Yeah. So JR asked if she could come, and she's on the COA. She's
Yeah.
treasurer, I think, of the COA, the Leverett COA.
Mhm.
She can't come until September, but I hope it's okay with everybody that I mean, they're paying full price. But JR is a very different kind of personality from Betsy. So it'll be really interesting to see how she responds.
Mm. Although JR is very positive in her own way, just very different. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we really don't have too much more intel than that at this time. So maybe we just keep on going.
I think so. Okay.
Yep.
The other thing I should tell you, well, two things real quickly. One is that Simone made a big point of that she spends some 20 to 25 minutes with people, but she ran 30 minutes. So I'm going back to half-hour appointments. And it may be that's because she was meeting people, new people.
the
that she
first time, yeah.
But so I want to wait a while and see. The other thing is, when I finally got around to checking the COA phone, we had 4 calls about new clients for Foot Clinic. And one of them turned out just, she had a post-surgery. She couldn't reach, after hip surgery, she couldn't, replacement, she couldn't reach her toes. So she's not long-term. But the other 3 are potentially long-term additions.
Mhm.
So and because they're new, I don't want, and there are no spaces until October, I don't want people to wait till October. So I asked Simone again if we could have additional time, and she's fine with that. We can have as many people as we want. It's mostly the coordinator. Do I want to sit around till 2:30?
Mm.
Which I will. Donna's gonna check our next meeting is on Wednesday, the 20th. And Donna is gonna check in and see whether she would be willing to take on sharing the coordinatorship with me. I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy meeting the folks. But I am not gonna be here for it in September. So I thought I would contact Susan Gomberg and see if she'd be willing to come back just for once to run it, because I don't think anybody here wants to do that. Rich, if we got desperate, would you?
Desperate.
Yeah. If we couldn't get Susan, because she's going to be at tape.
I also said that I think that was the day I think I told you that I get out at noon, and I'm more than or can be back up here at noon. I'm more than willing to help share with someone.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you again for that.
The good news was, well, we haven't gotten invoiced from her yet, but we got $175 in donations, which is pretty much almost covering the whole cost of her having her up here.
Although we did
Huh?
have 11 clients instead of 8.
You had 7?
We had 11.
Oh, 11.
The usual 8.
Okay, so well, it's still not as bad as a bill that we're gonna get for the nurses, the
No,
foot care nurses.
Yeah.
no. It's just significantly lower. Yeah. Which is why we're doing this, Rich.
Oh, I understand. But
Yeah.
I also feel like there wasn't any, no one asked for anything at the end of the session, like you did. When I came out to make my next thing, it was like, I expected to give you a donation. I've never felt that way after COVID when they stopped coming to the home, coming to the town hall. I never felt that way. It just didn't feel like it was just make the next appointment, that's it. Make the next appointment, that's it. I never saw anything change hands between the people when I left and when the next one that came in. It was just strange. It was unusual. So I didn't know how much that the COA paid and what donations that you expected. When they came to the house during COVID, I paid a certain amount of money. That was a given. I don't know how much you did, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't know
did.
what else you picked up. And I still don't know. So I feel like that was something that,
Was lacking. So,
yeah,
but that
Yeah.
almost seems like procedural
Well, yeah,
by us, no? Or could,
yeah. We just really didn't think through, and we didn't talk with Susan Gomberg about, as starting out, when we started out last June, emphasizing that people had
yes,
to pay a certain amount. And when we finally got around to realizing we had to let people know, remember we did this, January, February?
you
We
sent
paid-
out, you sent out a flyer and she gave it to people as they were leaving.
Yeah,
She said, this is what's gonna be happening. Or this is what should be happening.
yeah.
And I felt like the horse was out of the barn already.
Yes,
Oh.
unfortunately, it was.
Okay,
Yes. So this one, we've talked with people from the get-go about that we're changing to Simone because she's costs us less and that she's requesting we pay her $20 a client. And some people are giving us 20 and a lot of people are giving us 10, which is fine.
mm-hmm,
It's not fine when we had foot care by nurses.
right,
That it's not as part of 55, but it's part of 20. 10 is fine.
right. But they would, book care by nurses was 55.
Yes.
All right,
And that was they tell us that was a discount. And at home, I think I paid $90 at home.
right.
I think that's what you would pay if you went down to Greenfield. So as far as they were concerned, we were getting a good deal.
Yes, okay,
But in the old days, before COVID, we were expected to pay $35. And I don't know how many of us did. I know I did.
I know I did every time that I had gone.
Yeah.
But David, it just
Yeah.
was an automatic. And then when they came to the house, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know what their hourly was to you guys.
Yeah, they
To,
increased it.
yeah,
Yeah, they charged per person and then per hour
Yeah.
they were
okay,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, so we didn't handle that well. You're right, Rich. We didn't.
although we had given people information ahead of time, but assuming that it would have been better to sort of publicize it at, at the actual event.
I
Maybe-
don't know how much information we did give before the thing started again.
I don't think you did when it started up again.
We didn't even think about talking with Susan about it.
Because we were the last town that the young lady was
Yeah.
coming to
Yeah.
that was still doing in-home things before the town
Yeah.
hall opened up.
Mm.
Yeah.
She was going to Wendell, she was going to Leverett, she was doing all the other ones and.
Yeah.
Like when you get your hair cut for the first time and you've wanted a haircut for a while and you got one and you know how you feel, everything's good and well, my feet were like, this is not right.
Oh.
If that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah, it
To
does.
me, it was like putting on a brand new pair of shoes. Everything was working. And I just didn't, maybe I'm spoiled. I don't know.
Well, it's possible. that you were spoiled.
Well, yes,
Be important to see what other people
Yes.
think.
Yeah, we don't want people to feel like the lack of care is there either.
No,
I'm disappointed with hearing that because, we don't want people to feel like there's a difference in the care they're getting.
right. I can't describe it any better.
well, I'm going to be one of the extras next Wednesday because I forgot to sign up. So I'm going to be one of her extra clients, and so I can report back next time. And I will definitely try to ask people after when the problem is I get to talk to people when they come, but they tend to, and that's when they pay me. That's when they provide the money. But when they leave, because there's already somebody sitting at the table talking to me, the next client, they tend to just go out.
But you also booked them when they got there, which I don't believe was happening in the past. I think it was done after. I'm trying to remember. That was
Okay.
that was months ago.
Okay. So I can make that change.
Well, you do it the way you did it was that was good. Because you had that interaction with people before they went in.
Yeah.
That you could set something up already. It
Yeah.
was more of a, hi, how are you? The times before.
I think what I need to do is ask people, is ask for some comments after when they come out.
Okay.
Or when the people come for the second time, I'm going to be able to ask them, what did you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to try to emphasize that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks, Rich, for all that. We're going to lose Jeanette soon. Do we need anything else we need to cover?
I
You think?
don't believe so. I don't think so. I think that was the most pressing stuff.
Okay, so next time we can deal with financials and
Oh, yes. Okay.
and anything else that was on the
It was mostly, we need to set our next date. That's one thing we have to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave a teeny bit early. Thanks, everybody, especially
Yeah.
Rich,
Thank you.
for stepping up to the Brady Bunch plate. Bye.
Thanks, Jeanette. Bye. So, Jessica, are you disappeared again?
No, I'm here. I was just looking at my calendar.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like September 10th would be your next meeting. Is that right?
Yep, that sounds good.
Whoops.
Second
5:30?
Wednesday in the month, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Rick.
Second Wednesday of the month.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So September 10th at 5:30.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so I'll be here for that meeting.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
We can adjourn, I guess.
Thanks, Rich, for joining us to
Oh,
start the procedure of getting select board to appoint you.
okay. I'm new in town, so they may not know who I am, but we'll see.
You're new in town? Geez, everybody, you know Rich Strangford? Everybody says Strangman. Yes, everybody says, oh yeah, sure.
Are you ready for back to school, Rich?
Oh, yeah, no.
No. Are you not driving up here this year?
No,
Oh,
No.
that sucks.
they gave it to Kaniskus.
Oh,
So
where are you driving?
right now, South Hadley, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing.
Well, that's too bad. All the kids love
I
you.
enjoyed up here, but I'm not a fan of the other place, the other company. So
The kids all loved you. That's too bad.
no. I've had your oldest son, I think.
Maybe he graduated now.
Yes, I remember going
And my
having that section. Yeah.
and then my little one, he's in 6th grade this year. So
Oh, that's a good year for you.
it is.
It is.
It is absolutely. So All right, I guess we can adjourn. I don't know how to do that. Susan,
I think we have to make a motion to adjourn. Okay,
I
I
make a
move
motion
that
to
we-
adjourn.
and then
Oh,
we have a roll call vote.
I make the motion to adjourn
Second,
the meeting.
okay, second. Roll
So now
call,
it's, you do roll call. Mary Jo, you're first.
Johnson, I.
Makepeace, aye.
Millinger, aye. Rich is technically not one of us yet. Okay, so we've
Rangman, I.
at 6:43.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks good.
Actually, we adjourned when Jeanette left us, and I'm not really sure when that was. It was only a few minutes ago, though.
Yeah, I heard her. She just said something.
Jeanette did?
Yeah,
Whoa. She hasn't turned off then?
43. Yeah, 6:43.
Okay,
All
6:40.
right.
Thanks a lot, folks.
All
Okay.
right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Mary Jo.
Bye.
Yes, Mary Jo, for two
Oh,
committees. Thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.